H Guy 2004. Just back here with a video about the top 10 celebrities in pro wrestling, whether it was WCW, WWE, or in just pro wrestling in general. Whether they were part of WrestleMania or a Raw or a WCW event or any other pro wrestling event. My top 10 starts with number 10, Kid Rock and Joe C on Raw. And I believe they were also on a SmackDown. I remember they were on the May 29th issue of Monday Night Raw episode, not issue. They played a concert. They did some backstage roles. They were pretty funny. I remember Joe C in the back with Edge and a few other guys. Somebody was making fun of his height and he was just running his mouth. Number 9, Chuck Norris at the 1994 Survivor Series. He was a special guest referee during the casket match between The Undertaker and Yokozuna. I just remember watching this on tape. I think he got involved offensively a little bit. So I just remember that from my childhood. I wasn't around for this one, but I've seen it since, and it's pretty, prominent one. Andy Kaufman versus the feud with Jerry Lawler. Which Andy Kaufman would go around and beat up women and challenge them to wrestling matches. So Jerry Lawler, I don't remember if it was in the ring or if it was on the David Letterman show. They had their David Letterman thing episode where they, had their confrontation, and everybody always thought that was so real. And it culminated with a match between them, and it was spotlighted in the Man in the Moon movie. I remember Jim Ross playing one of the announcers in that. So that was a good feud. Jeremy Piven, a guest host of Monday Night Raw, with special guest Ken Jeong, the Korean guy or Chinese, whatever he is. The guy from the Hangovers series. He's pretty funny. Number 6, Karl Malone, Dennis Rodman, and Jay Leno on WCW television. I liked all the three. I couldn't really pick, so I just put them all in that number 6 position. Number 5, here cracking my top 5. Pete Rose's appearances at WrestleMania 14, 15, and WrestleMania 2000 or 16. Getting tombstone by Kane. I remember he won. He was a special guest referee at 14, and he came out and he got tombstone there, and then he came back at 15. Dressed up as a chicken, and Kane tombstoned him and then took off the head, and it was unveiled that it was Pete Rose. And at WrestleMania 2000, maybe that was at WrestleMania 2000, I can't remember, but he appeared at WrestleMania 2000 as well, and got tombstoned again. And then he got put in the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 20 in 2004, during WrestleMania 20 weekend. That was pretty funny. I remember he made a joke that he said he bet on wrestling because he bet on baseball. So he said he bet on, Bobby the Brain Heenan made a joke to him at the induction ceremony that he had bet on wrestling, and that was pretty funny. It was, of course. Number 4, Give the Devil His Due, the guy that's going into the Hall of Fame this year in the celebrity wing, Mr. T at WrestleMania 1. I really didn't like his appearance at WrestleMania 2. I didn't see it live, but I've seen it since. I really didn't like that boxing match that he had with him, but give the guy has helped WWE, so that's why he goes into my top 10. Number 3, Bob Uecker at WrestleMania 3 and 4. I remember at WrestleMania 3 did an interview in the back with Andre the Giant, and he was making a joke how Andre had his hand on his shoulder. He told him to get his foot off his shoulder. That was pretty funny. And then his WrestleMania induction speech into the celebrity ring at WrestleMania 26 in Arizona. It was funny. It was insightful. I loved it. Number 2, Floyd Money Mayweather feud starting at No Way Out 2008. Floyd broke Big Show's nose, and that led to a match at WrestleMania 24. The match was pretty good. Wasn't great, but I still like this feud. My number 1 is, of course, during the guest host. Another guest host during those Raws that they had guest host, Bob Barker. Appearance on the September 7th, 2009. The confrontation, of course, with Chris Jericho. Everybody probably remembers this. This was in Chicago. He also interacted with DX. He hosted the Price is Raw game. Those were pretty funny. So this was my top 10 wrestling celebrities in WCW events wrestling or in general on Raw, WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. So Triple H Guy 2004. See you guys later.